If you're like us and you have a board game purchasing problem, this is just the video for you. We're making a video of our top 5 most anticipated games of the year, starting from number 5, moving all the way up to number 1 from Kickstarter, Gamefound, Backercade, or any other pre-order function you could think of.
These are going to be games that we've either already backed or stuff that we're just itching to back.
Or just itching to play, I think. Because ultimately, these are just games that aren't out yet that we don't have in our hands. Stick around. We will enable all the FOMO, and we will catch you shortly.
I'm Jeff.
I'm John, and you're watching Chits and Cardboard. If you find this video at all entertaining, like and subscribe. It really helps us. We appreciate you. We'll catch you soon. Before we get into our top 5 most anticipated games, we wanted to tell you about one that is an honorable mention. It'll be here within the next week or so, and that game is Voidfall.
It's designed by David Turksey, and it's published by Mindclash Games.
Yep.
And players are going to be playing against each other as well as a neutral opponent called the Corruption in an attempt to gain control of the galaxy. And of course, do it faster and better than the rivals.
Absolutely. So, in Voidfall, as we said, it's a 4X game. There's a bunch of scenarios pre-planned / pre-set up for 2 to 4 players. There's a whole bunch of factions coming in the box. If you got the big galactic box like I did, there's a whole bunch of plastic. I got just a ton of ships and standees. The game is beautiful. We'll have some B-roll going as we're talking about it. The hexes are triple layered for this game.
That's insane.
The content and production quality is just so high.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So that is our honorable mention, Voidfall.
Okay, so starting off, my number 5 most anticipated game for next year is Stalker, the board game.
Nice.
It was designed by Paweł Szymborski, I believe, and nailed it. And it's being published by Awaken Realms. I have loved post-apocalyptic adventure type movies, TV shows, games like my entire life. Anybody who's played the original video game Stalker, that series, it's fantastic. You're going to love this board game. Escape from Tarkov as well. It's kind of one of these environments and these worlds where you're entering into a certain area. And the zone, you're dealing with all kinds of things like radiation, acid rain, bandits, mutants, all kinds of crazy stuff that are threats around every single corner. The game is going to have a very tactical combat system, as well as a real, in-depth kind of stealth way to play the game. You're going to be going into the zone. You can play throughout a campaign, or you can do different one-off survival skirmishes.
Right.
You're going to be trying to loot up, gear up, get in, get out, get better, and then go back in for some more adventure. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, that's my number 5.
No, it's a solid pick. I mean, I backed it, and I think he's more excited than I am for it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely a solid choice. I think Awaken Realms has been knocking it out of the park lately, so you can't go wrong with Stalker.
I was going to back it, but then you told me, literally the day I was going to back it, and I was like, okay, all right, cool, I'm good.
Free game in the bag.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't like it, I'll just buy it off of you, because I know I'm going to love it. So
absolutely. Yeah. So, my number 5 is a 4X game designed by Roy Canada and published by Grey Fox Games. It has not yet arrived. It will be here soon. I know some of the world has it. It was at Gen Con. It was voted Game of Gen Con.
That's crazy.
It is Last Light. Last Light is a simultaneous action 4X game, which is how the time got so short. You can literally play it with almost any number of players. I think it plays up to 8 in an hour and a half, which is just crazy.
That's really cool and really rare. Yeah.
I'm hooked to the theme of this, right? It's talking about the inevitable heat death of the universe and the fact that eventually civilizations that are advanced enough will be fighting for the last light in the universe. So the resource is light. First person to 20 light wins. I think it's brilliant. I'm really looking forward to it.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it does. That's our number 5. We'll be back shortly with our number 4. Stick around. So as I get into my number 4, I need to know, do you love Root?
I absolutely love Root.
I, too, really love Root. This is a game that was designed and published, and art was done by the same trio that did Root. And now you probably know what game I'm talking about. This is designed by Cole Worley, art is by Kyle Farron, and it's published by Leader Games, or it will be, and it is Arcs. Arcs is a 4X-y, spacey, trick-taking area control game. The second I saw trick-taking and area control, I was sold. I was all about it. That should be arriving sometime end of this year, early next year. It comes with a campaign, which I'm really excited about, and it plays to, I think, 5, which is, pretty awesome. I think it'll be a good experience, especially as an area control game. I don't know, I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's one of those games that's just going to be an absolute hit. It's probably my most looked forward to game of Cole Whirlies since Root. And that's coming from someone who loved Oath as well, but this should say a lot. This is a really...
Yeah, you've played a lot of Oath as well.
As in my wheelhouse as it gets, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And that is my number 4.
Hey, you don't even have to cut. My number 4 is also Arcs.
Nice.
Basically, John told me about this a while ago, and as soon as he said trick taking, area control, like space theme, I'm down. So like I'm really, really excited for this. He's been hyped for longer than me,
for sure.
But like it's gonna be really cool, really cool. I grew up playing Euchre. We love playing Scout.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just all kinds of games.
I own like every trick taking game in the planet almost.
Yeah, you do.
Like a lot of the the
way
ones
more
that are
than me.
published in English.
So
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a really cool idea too, just doing like trick taking.
Yeah,
like
100%.
The result is the actions you have to take. Oh, it's
well,
so
and
awesome.
also that you don't have to win the trick, and you already you still get a benefit out of it, right?
But if you
so
do
there's
win
strategy
the trick,
to it, right?
if you do win the trick, there's more benefit.
There's so many different options from it's going to be
cool
really
that
cool.
The way they do it's like your actions are also like each hand or each trick is an action.
Yeah.
So your hand size is how many actions you have for a round, but you can sacrifice hand size to increase or to decrease the amount of actions you have, but to do more powerful actions in some situations. Just the way it seems like they've put it together. We haven't played it. We're going to try it on TTS soon.
Yeah,
the way it seems like they've put it together is just phenomenal. I'm just as you can tell, I'm jazzed about it.
Yeah, I love that throwing off as well. You still get to do something, right? So it's like, do I want to try and spend some powerful stuff and do that and win this trick, or do I want to just, I'm just going to do one of my other actions?
Absolutely.
They've already spent a bunch of the resources, and I have a much more likely chance of getting the next one, right?
Yeah, you might think that seems a bit lucky. They've put some text into the game that kind of do some luck mitigation and stuff like that too. So yeah, just something I'm really looking forward to. It seems really well thought out.
Yeah.
I haven't had a Cole Whirly game that's been a total miss except for maybe Vast, and that's just simply because it's too hard to table. So yeah, super looking forward to it. You can still pre-order it at 401 Games if you want to in Canada, and that's our I guess number 4.
Okay, so my number 3. Technically, we don't know exactly when it's going to be coming out, but I'm really hoping that it's going to be out in the 4th quarter of next year. And it is going to be Misty Waters at the World's Edge. I am super stoked for this. One of my favorite movies ever is Master and Commander. It wasn't a massive box office hit, but everybody should really go out and watch it. So basically, it's 18th century ship, naval combat, and exploration. You're going to be able to go around and fight pirates. You're going to be able to explore new islands, find new kinds of creatures and all kinds of species that haven't been discovered yet. You're going to be exploring the map. You're going to be upgrading your ship. You have really cool minis that are going to be coming out that you can be in a sloop, you can be in a galleon. Bigger ships are more powerful, more defensible. Smaller ships are more maneuverable. They can move around the board faster, but they don't have as much firepower. Just this era of naval combat and the pinnacle of wooden ships and everything. It's gonna be cool. John's not as excited about this, but
I just didn't know about it.
The Napoleonic era of war and history is so interesting. When Europe was just in an uproar, everybody was going at everybody.
I was about to say, Sea of Thieves is out.
This is not Sea of Thieves. Come on, man. It's gonna be really, really cool. If you're into any type of 18th century warfare history, if you're a history buff, if you like anything naval or the sea or pirate stuff or whatever, it's going to be a really cool game. You're going to have a bunch of action cards. You're going to be, like I said, purchasing and upgrading stuff for your ship. It's a sandbox game, just out in the ocean exploring and doing whatever you want that you can kind of think of in that type of world, right? So I'm really excited for it. Hopefully it comes out next year. It might be on my list again next year. Who knows? But I've been super excited for this as soon as I first saw it pop up on the internet. So
Fair enough.
That's my number 3, Misty Waters at World's Edge.
Awesome. My number 3 is another Awaken Realms game. Mm-hmm. It is a Pocket Monster style Pokemon adjacent collection game.
Yep, I know.
Where you can literally crack booster packs. It's for 1 to 2. I think it's 1 to 2 players, and you can either play as the rivals in a Pokemon adjacent story, or as your own individual playthrough. and it is Dragon Eclipse.
I'm excited for this one too.
Yeah, the art just looks so good, and the minis look so good. I like plastic. I'm a horrible person. But like, look, okay, if it lives up to what it's trying to do, we are the generation that played Pokemon when we were kids.
Yeah.
And collected monsters and did that kind of, like it's pitching like just at the perfect time. In my
100%. 100%.
We don't know that much. We just know that you'll be able to collect these monsters throughout the game. Each monster will have different abilities. There'll be like light and dark ones. There are different elements of them, as I understand. I'll put a blurb on the Kickstarter page just showing you some of them here on the side while we're talking. But like, I don't know. It seems like such a well thought out game, especially, and I don't mean this as a jab, but for Awakened Realms, because they've been putting out so much content, and I feel like they haven't really been missing. Usually when companies put out this much, they start to have a bit of burnout. Some of the games don't start not being as good. But this has been like some consistent greatness.
Yeah, 100%.
Like between this and Stalker and that new Nemesis Retaliation they're putting out, there's just a lot of games they're putting out that really, really, I think, deserve all their praise. So
they're going to be keeping us busy next year, for sure.
But yeah, that's my number 3. It's Dragon Eclipse. So my number 2 is another 4X game. And I feel like the end of 2023 and beginning of 2024 is just going to be the year of the 4Xs. I feel like Twilight Imperium 4th edition came out, gained a whole bunch of steam. Then everyone was like, I don't want to spend a whole weekend playing a board game. And then we just started pumping out 4Xs to some varying degrees, right? Like Voidfall plays in about 4 hours. Last Light plays in like an hour and a half. This game is Fractal Beyond the Void.
It's going to be cool.
This is a game designed by Bernardo Rip and published by Board Game Inc. It is a game for 1 to 4 players, and it plays in about 2 hours and gives you the 4X experience. I playtested this game a lot during playtesting, so I might be a little bit biased here. I didn't get anything for it. They didn't give me a free game or anything like that, but I've played it and enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
It's really snappy. I'm excited to get it in person. I think people are going to be happy with how it plays. And how balanced all the factions are, and the quality of the components just looks stellar. I backed the everything but the campaign mode edition, I'm pretty sure. So like, I don't have the campaign, but I have like the up to 4 players in the solo mode. And that should be arriving in the next couple months. So really looking forward to that one. That's my second pick, Fractal Beyond the Void. This was getting compared aggressively to Voidfall on release. I think people have started to distinguish them since on a release.
See more of the differences.
Yeah, but I'm excited for this one. I love 4X games in general. If you can't tell, I mean, Arcs, Fractal, Last Light, and what's the last one? And Voidfall have all been mentioned in this video. But yeah, I'm hyped for it.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My number 2 is a game that I think John is pretty excited to play as well. It's an area control game. It's post-apocalyptic. Earlier in this video, I let you know how much I like post-apocalyptic stuff. It is going to be really unique in terms of the map being 3D with 3 different levels that you can traverse. You're going to be vying for control against other factions, which are all a little bit asymmetric. The game is DEI, Divided Impera.
Yeah, that almost made my list too.
Yeah. It's I'm pretty excited for it. There's going to be a ton of different factions. The Kickstarter, the stretch goals unlocked a bunch of new ones. There's one individual where you're using like bears and wolves and stuff rather than drones and scrappers. And I love that. So that's going to be really cool. Yeah. Everybody that I've seen review it so far, I haven't had the chance to play it yet. I'd really like to play it as soon as possible before it comes, if possible. But everybody who's reviewed it so far has loved it. They've been basically saying it's one of their favorite area control games that they've ever played. I'm just super stoked. I'm super excited for this one. So Divided Impera, like that's my number 2. And excited to see it coming.
We'll be back with our number 1s. Divided Impera closes out our number 2s. No pressure for number 1. That's a pretty big mountain to top, sir. Yeah. Catch you shortly.
All right, number one. My number 1. So should I like do the tease at the beginning, or should I just come out and say it? Okay. So
I want to know what it is. But go for it.
You're gonna have a bunch of minis. You're gonna be exploring the galaxy. You're going to be like colonizing, building up, producing more ships, gathering resources, getting into combat with other factions.
This sounds like Voidfall.
It's Andromeda's Edge.
Okay.
I am super excited for this. So I actually played Dwellings of Eldervale for the first time recently.
Yeah, we played
Yeah, and absolutely loved it. I was already hyped for Andromeda's Edge, but from what John has told me, as well as a ton of other people on the internet, Andromeda's Edge is basically like sci-fi Dwellings of Eldervale. And it's just going to be really, really cool. All the components look amazing. The board looks amazing. Like, just the production level is insane. The box is nuts. You're going to be traveling around. You're going to be establishing bases. You're going to be collecting resources. You're going to be getting into fights with your opponents.
Absolutely.
And just trying to like pretty much dominate and build a civilization out in like Andromeda. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be really cool. Super excited for it. I fully backed it. I basically saw it on Kick and was like, yeah, I'm in. I'm 100% in.
Yeah, I've played a lot of Dwellings. I really love Dwellings. I know Luke Laurie's like passion project is Andromeda's Edge. I know like he just took Dwellings and like 2.0'd it with a whole bunch of new features and balance, and it's really what it should have been. Yeah. We've actually backhauled some of the Andromeda's Edge rules into Dwellings, like the combat dice rolling stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. It probably should have been in my top 5 list, but I knew you'd have it really high. And we both backed it. I backed it all in. He backed it like damn close, like the deluxe edition or whatever. So we're both waiting for it. I'm excited for it. Yeah,
it's gonna be cool. Yeah, so that's my number 1, Andromeda's Edge.
Awesome. That's a good pick. I don't know if I can top that.
I think you can take a stab at it. I think you'll do okay. Yeah.
So should I do the tease too? What do you think?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead. Yeah. Do it.
My number 1 is a 6 to 10, is I'd say the ideal player count for this game.
Okay.
MOBA game. If you're not, well, I guess a MOBA in the traditional sense, a non-traditional sense of massive offline battle. It's a MOBA game. It is very reminiscent of your Dota 2, your League of Legends, your, what's the one Blizzard made? Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm.
Your, I guess, Pokemon Unite. It is Guards of Atlantis 2.
This is going to be cool.
Which is published by Wolf Designer. It's already out. We don't have it. I really want it. I haven't even played it yet, which is why I'm so like jazzed.
Yeah,
to
you've
try
been talking about it a lot.
I all-ined it, which means I just have like 80 League of Legends characters showing up at my door in like 19 big boxes. But let me tell you, the second that box arrives, I'm not playing anything else for a month. And if someone wants to play something else, they have to play that first, and then I'll play whatever they want to play.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
We can have that as our start-off game. Yeah,
it just seems so cool because
really quick.
It's so tactical because like all you're doing is like playing these cards as abilities. Or you have cards as abilities which you can level up. It's all deterministic. There's no dice. The variance is really you just get to move and do your card action attack type things, kind of like your skills in like League and Dota. And then you can level up certain things to either make you better at stealth or better at like being an ADC or better at being a tank or whatever. There are roles, there are lanes with minions. I think the way they did like the macro of minions and lanes is really cool. I don't know. I just, come on. Like, have you seen it?
Yeah, you've been talking about this for a while.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm upset that it's taking so long because I backed that like 6 months ago, and the fact it's not going to be here for like another, like almost a year. At least is just heartbreaking. It's heart-wrenching.
Andromeda's Edge isn't going to be here until the beginning of next year, I think.
The beginning of next year is like in 3 months, though.
Well, yeah, okay,
as opposed to like in 8.
But DEI, I think, is December if I'm getting that right. So it's going to be like right at the end of the year.
Look, we have no shortage of phenomenal games coming. Between, like some of the ones we said, like Voidfall, Last Light's coming. I have the Castles of Burgundy Deluxe coming. But like, look, I am not looking forward to any game hitting the table. And I just bought like 6 today. I'm not looking forward to any game hitting the table as much as Guards of Atlantis 2.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
That's my number 1 pick. What was your number 1 pick?
Andromeda's Edge.
Andromeda's Edge and Guards of Atlantis. Those are some strong games.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, we're Chits and Cardboard. I'm John.
I'm Jeff.
If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Peace.